1,000 days ago, I picked up a watercolor brush for the very first time. In this video, I am giving you the raw, unfiltered truth, my biggest mistakes, my actual evolution, and everything I would do differently if I were to start today. Thank you to Lightwish for sponsoring this video, and let's do this. Take a look at this hydrangea from my early days. I think it was the first thing I ever painted. As it turns out, I have drawn more hydrangeas all throughout these 1,000 days than anything else. So as I was preparing this video and looking at everything I have ever painted, hydrangeas just kept popping up. So here we have it. It's acceptable, the colors are pretty, but you can see how hard I was trying. Every single petal is detailed. I relied heavily on a black pen and there is zero white space. It's completely flat. It might as well have been acrylic. At this point, I was extremely excited. I was painting every day. I was watching every tutorial there was to watch. And here's the thing, watercolor is deceptive. You look at a loose, beautiful painting and think, I can easily do that. But once you start, you realize that the real secret isn't what you paint, it's what you leave out. So the number one skill I have developed over these 1,000 days is knowing when to stop. As a beginner, you want to explain everything. You overload the paper with paint, details, and layers, but as you gain confidence, you learn to let the white space do the heavy lifting. Less detail equals more impact. And this was my second hydrangea attempt, and by this time I was getting bolder. You can see the texture, the shadows, it has a 3D effect, and metallic paint. Why metallic? Because by this phase I was buying every single watercolor set I could get my hands on, and that was a massive mistake. Too many options kills your creativity. Trust me, a simple 6 or 12 color palette at most is all you need. And I know that mixing colors sounds intimidating or boring, but learning the color wheel early on is a superpower. If you have to choose between 50 different paint sets before you even wet your brush, you will trigger analysis paralysis. You will get overwhelmed, you will give up and just walk away. So keep it simple to keep the flow. Throughout my journey, 3 specific things made me want to put my supplies away for good. Choice overload, not knowing what to paint, and fear of wasting materials. Now, if you don't know what to paint, stop overthinking it. Look out a window, pick an object in your living room or wherever you are, use a random prompt generator app, and let go of the myth that you need to paint from memory, because even professionals use reference images. Just free yourself from that expectation and watch as things get much easier for you. As for materials, I'm not going to lie, the supplies you use do make a difference. Most of all, paper. So if you're spending money on anything, spend money on that. Because I started on basic Canson paper. It was cheap, accessible, and fine for a beginner, but when I upgraded to 100% cotton paper like this Arch paper, my painting changed overnight. Good paper gives you 2 things, time and control. It holds the water longer so you can fix mistakes without ruining the whole piece, and the paint actually behaves the way you expect it to. Plus, it doesn't disintegrate if you use a lot of layers. But remember, if the choice is between using cheap paper or not painting at all, use the cheap paper. It is always better to practice in a low-grade sketchbook than to let your brushes sit in a drawer. I use sketchbooks a lot and the paper wasn't that good, but I still did it and I learned a lot. Now, it's been 1,000 days since I first picked a brush to paint with watercolors, but that does not mean I have painted 1,000 days. Not even close, although it was plenty. We've all heard the advice, paint every single day, quantity over quality, and it is true, but life gets in the way, motivation drops, and for me, the pressure of this YouTube channel made it 10 times worse. Because I started this channel to hold myself accountable because I am a serial quitter. But the pressure to show constant improvement actually made me freeze up. I walked away for months at a time, and if this happens to you, here is the secret to getting back to it. You do not need to paint a masterpiece every single time. If you only have 10 minutes, Just paint some circles, play with water blooms, make a color chart, or paint some swatches. Swatching is incredibly relaxing and it secretly teaches you value and water control. Most importantly, do not worry about losing your skills. If you take a break for a month, you will be a little bit rusty, but your muscle memory will kick back in faster than you think. So, how did I finally break my months-long dry spell? 2 words: accountability buddy. A close friend wanted to try watercolors, so we signed up for a local workshop instead. And if you're stuck, go join a workshop. In person is best, but a live online class works too. Even if it feels too basic or too intimidating, just being around like-minded people will jumpstart your creativity. After that, we committed to painting together once a week. And to keep the pressure low, we are painting teeny tiny ACO art cards, 2.5 by 3.5 art cards. It's that simple and it is a lot of fun. Which brings us to my last hydrangea. Just look at the difference. There is white space, there are actual shadows, and best of all, no over-explaining. This was painted just a couple of weeks ago, but let's see what happens if I pick the brush up right now. Now, I know painting with other people can be terrifying. Showing your unfinished, imperfect work to the world makes you feel incredibly vulnerable. We always assume everyone else in the room is better than us. So if painting with others makes you freeze, then paint alone. Do what works for you. But if you want the benefits of accountability without the face-to-face anxiety, just find an online forum or a private Facebook group. Just sharing your progress with the community really does help you keep moving forward. Honestly, knowing what I know today, I probably should have waited a bit longer to start this YouTube channel, but I have no doubt that having you guys here to hold me accountable is the exact reason I have made it to day 1000. Listen, we all wish we were just born knowing how to do this. Failing is frustrating, but talent is not a requirement, consistency is. This isn't a race, and you are only competing with yesterday's version of yourself. And can I just say how lovely these watercolor paints are? I love bright colors. Also, this 100% cotton paper is behaving like a dream. And if you would like to check out Lightwish's sets, I will be leaving a link in the description for you. I would also like you to know that if you're feeling discouraged lately, it might not even be your fault. It might be the tutorial trap. Have you ever clicked on a video labeled for beginners, tried to follow along and completely failed? That happened a lot in the beginning. It still does sometimes. Do not beat yourself up. Experienced artists often forget what it truly feels like to struggle with the absolute basics. Take those tutorials with a grain of salt, okay? Extract the techniques you can use, but ignore the urge to compare your day 10 to their day 10,000. Also, do not try to fit someone else's style. This is art. It is deeply personal. And you do not want to be a copier, you want to be your own artist. That's where your value is, in the fact that there aren't two of you anywhere. You are unique. So lean into that. So where are you currently at your own creative journey? Wherever your day is, 1 or 100, let me know in the comments below and tell me the biggest lesson you have learned so far. Thank you for watching, happy painting, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!